everyone, Outs of All Trades here, and I am back with another Riven live stream. I'm late. No! Late because I was putting up my groceries, and because it's like hot as Hades here in Phoenix at this time of day, I was like, I need to cool down before I can do anything, and like I wasn't even done at 6 o'clock with the groceries. I was like, I need a break. So that's where I was. So let's start the save game. I got into the lair, I guess. Yeah, something happened. It's like, am I gonna hear sound? Wait, this is the lair? The lair is the big ball. Probably saw that last time and totally forgot about it. Oh. Can I not do anything? I feel like I can't. Those birds? Yeah, I can't do anything. Hi, Mutterfetcher. Just here for the balls. Missy! Am I supposed to be able to do something? Wait a minute. So this is... Oh, they darted me. It scared the shit out of me. I realized when I started going in there that that was different. It wasn't the room I came through. What's happening now? Did you calm down? Calm down. Go. Oh, it's the big ball. It's so dark. What am I...
Killing me. Mom.
Oh yeah, the Riven remake is out, I believe. Oh, I'm inside the big ball? There seem to be more people here than there were in the village. I didn't think the Myst one ran all that well in general, and I tried it. It was free on Xbox Game Pass when it came out. Is that area? was like, it won't let me do anything, so it must be doing something. I hear something. Oh, it's a person.
Katrina e now da saya palo.
Something about Catherine.
Yapa ay manay yelepo.
Oh,
Miltisay. Bekaretere wira pe yelo kene falapo. Tisay. Why te fulupe?
Whatever language you speak, I don't understand it. Oh, I linked. Oh, God, this is the fun part for me. I linked to Riven a week ago. The smell of the place overwhelmed me moments before I could see anything. With my sight only partially cleared, I stood motionless, peering ahead through a dim veil, which was slowly lifting. There was a violent clang, and no, appeared. I remember breathing slowly and very deeply, tasting the familiar Riven air, but not recognizing a thing. I can only read this because my own cursive is just as shitty. Wait, what's this word? What is it? I don't write in cursive, and I'm very bad at, like, the weirder the font, the harder it is for me to read it. I'm very bad with people's handwriting, like, I'm just awful. Like, some fonts I just hardly can read at all. I must have been bit with the dart right away. Hit with the dart right away. I thought it was an insect bite at first. I'm trying to remember it all, but it's difficult, maybe because of the drug. There was a voice. A man I did not recognize stood before me. Rivenese, though he was inviting? No, wearing Denis dress. He seemed to be talking to me, but the poison was already taking effect. A shadow crept in and I fell asleep. Then there were the many voices, but I understood none of them. Like hundreds of people whispering, I couldn't wake up. No matter, the dream did end, and now to be here with Betty? It's been so many years, I didn't realize how much I missed her. Like a piece of me that I had forgotten I'd lost. Hey, Med. She's beautiful and so full of warmth, but the years have also left her with a wound which was not there when we were children. Has appeared. You're right. That makes sense in context. I write quickly from my prison. Nilak will return your book, which the Moisty intercepted upon your arrival. This is to me. After questioning her, I've concluded that it was written by Miss Dude. I don't know how to say his name. For a very specific purpose. Gen will desire to I don't know, it's too water damage. Although he may have suspicions. If you can find my prison, you will still need the combination to release me. Gen keeps it in his office. Been there. It is, I know how it's spelled, Med. I don't know how to pronounce it. Moisty? Yeah. Then I assume we're to at-risk like citrus. the Riven remake is just them making all this illegible. I feel that way. Something signal at-risk. I think I know how it might be done, but don't signal him before I am released. Catherine. Okay. I do wish she were more interested. It seems like I'm asking all the questions. It's awkward. No. One, ask me where I've been or what I've been doing. This hurts, but I understand it. Their beliefs are from out of ignorance and oppression. They are a gentle people, but they've had their nest destroyed, and now they frantically cling to anything that might have might save them. It hurts me. I'm confused. As a child, I always felt out of place here. I never belonged. They misunderstood me, and I couldn't relate to them. But now I'm overwhelmed by an intense feeling that I owe everything to them and this place. I thought I would never see them again, and yet I'm here. I've been given the second chance, but a second chance at what? Saving them? Fulfilling their prophecies? Being their savior? Alright, what is I don't know if this is gonna help me. Well, and actually the thing is though is that I think I get to keep this one. The thing is though is that I did buy a case of beer, and unfortunately like none of it's cold, so this would be one of the few nights that I would want to have one. I'm gonna try to keep it down to like one a week on a Friday or Saturday. Any more pages? Yes! Oh, of course. The moiety. What if someone knows for certain what that word is. Like they've played this game before. They want to put it in chat in a font that I can actually read. I would appreciate this. At-Risk would want me to chronicle all that I've learned. I am at least, I can at least record some of it. It seems that when At-Risk and I trapped again on Riven many years ago, our efforts were witnessed by most of the inhabitants here. Oh, God. Two of the Rivenese even witnessed the confrontation with Gen at the fissure, where I linked back to Myst, and where At-Risk then threw himself into the abyss. Of course, they understood little of what they were seeing, but they somehow were able to guess that we had won. That Gen was no god at all, but only a feeble impostor, a false god, and that we had trapped him here on Riven. I always hoped they would something this simple truth. I get the point of the sentence, but I don't know what word that is. But their further conclusions have astonished me. Deduce! Deduce! You're right, Med, it's deduce. Because that makes sense. The other puzzles is deciphering all the letters you have to read. At-Risk had stripped Gen of his power, therefore At-Risk must be a true god. As a god, he was choosing me? The spiritual misfit from Rivenese womb. Cleansing me, the spiritual misfit from Rivenese womb, to be his wife. Or choosing. No, choosing. Choosing makes more sense. Actually, they were easier. It was easier to read the letter to Catherine in the Myst remake. And some of the clues were in such low res that it was very hard to read them. And then they did put subtitles to all the dialogue that you heard, which was desperately needed. I was transcending into deity and would lord over Riven forever. Thus, I tried to click to the left instead of down. I mean to the right instead of down. Thus, the moiety, as they call themselves, were born, a descendant society from enemies of Gen. I did not know of their beliefs regarding At-Risk and myself until 2 days ago. Etty was, for some reason, hesitant to tell me. I can't figure out why. I know she doesn't believe these things. Of course, everyone something assumed that I would be aware of my own god status. What is that word? So they made no effort to inform me. Yeah, why would you tell a god that they are a god? They know that. you would think. Unless they are a god and then they know they're not one. I only realized it at a recent gathering to which I was invited. Everyone else I bet at the front of I sat I sat at the front of a dimly lit and crowded cave as they told a mythical story of my own life, acting out the battle between Atlas, myself, and Gen at the edge of the fissure. How much time has passed in Riven since when she left to when she came back? The events had been exaggerated into grandiose proportions. It was offensive. Oh god, you poor baby. But I was unable to stop it. I was unable to break the illusion, which is the very foundation of their hope and purpose, and which has given them courage to band together and rebel against Gen. Ugh. It is moiety. Moeti? How do you... Okay, now new problem. How do I pronounce it? Since then, I've learned of other doctrines and beliefs that have evolved, the most disturbing of which is the connection that one day I would return. No, it's not connection. The one is the conviction that one day I would return to Riven to face them. Some believe that I will overthrow Gen. Others believe that I will bring them to paradise. What is that squiggly line? I don't know how to deal with this. I fight it myself. I love these people. My only real kindred. But they will not love me as an equal, which hurts me. I would rather be their slave than their master. Do you know what slavery is like, to say something like that? Yeah, I did. I snorted. It's an interesting image. Oh my god, there's more! Over the years, as Gen's power has become greater and greater, the Moeti's numbers have grown, and they have become more and more adept at hiding themselves. They now live in a complex network of caves that he still has not discovered. The Moeti, for the most part, have completely severed their relationship with any of the Rivenese that chose against joining them. But I hope they've not sacrificed ritual limbs. What? In order to remove the cancer. Virtual limbs? Ritual? I don't know. Maybe I was right the first time. Is he 6 years old? Even father and what are those words? Those two are the names, aren't they? I don't know. Vital limbs. Vital limbs? Yes, yeah, vital limbs. You're right. It's vital. But these two, let's do this and this. are still on the surface in Gen's domains, and I want to see them. Yeah, those are names, so I would really have no idea. Deity, so maybe it's pronounced. That's how it's. Moiety? Moiety? Moiety. Moiety. Just pronounce it a different way every time I see it. But a dimness shrouds Etty's face every time I've mentioned them. Since this break took place, they have interfered with the surface in superficial ways, occasionally sabotaging one of Gen's constructions, or stealing food from the villagers. Moiji Python. I like that. They wear strange masks and costumes during their short forays to the island's surface and take this I would really have no idea. Take this something very seriously. Regalia? Regalia! Sure. Moity Moity Post. um, refusing to be seen by anyone outside the moiety unless they are properly attired. They get much pleasure out of the fact that those on the surface are frightened by these costumes, calling them evil spirits or ghosts. It was during one of these expeditions that they fortuitously rescued me from one of Gen's guards. Maybe? When I first appeared on the island. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have been delivered to Gen immediately. I've no doubt that he's now searching for me. Of course, I am now aware that I was foolish. Atris is not here. I was at first devastated by this realization. Now, I am thankful. He would be in extreme peril here. Also, there is a quiet inner voice, an echoing remnant that wants him far away. What the fuck is she talking about? I have just witnessed an age dying, gasping its last breath. Today, I return to the surface to see what has become of this island. I hoped it would not be as bad as the moiety had represented. It was worse. They have become slowly accustomed to its steady decay, but I was devastated. The lips from which the kiss is wrought has fallen words. Will fall cold breath. The womb from which the cry released has suffered hurt. Will suffer death. Is a poem. Okay, read it again because it's a poem. The lips from which the kiss is wrought has fallen words. Will fall cold breath. The womb from which the cry released has suffered hurt, will suffer death. It's talking about the death of a mother. To get to the surface. Why did she write that in here? That better be part of a fucking, like, puzzle somewhere. To get to the surface, we had to travel through a complex series of doors and passages. Before the last of these doors, they offered me a weapon, which I accepted, and then a mask. I held the mask in my hands for a while, wondering what sort of terror it might invoke in those members of my family who still live on the surface. But I also knew I must keep my identity hidden from Gen's ever vigilant eye. So I accepted it as well. Then, together, we swam a short expanse and emerged out of the surface of the ocean under a rocky overhang. The harsh sunlight made my eyes sting, but the fresh, rich air was exhilarating after these past weeks in the dark caves. Sorry, this is hard. The two men with me were silent, communicating only with hand signals. The three of us emerged from one hiding place and made our way to the top of the plateau. At the edge of a thick and overgrown area of the forest, they stopped, peered through the foliage for a moment, and then turned to me as if waiting my command, but could not respond in but could not respond. That doesn't make sense. I found it difficult to move. In fact, I found it difficult to move. I was smelling, hearing, and breathing my youth. This swept over me in a matter of seconds, but in seconds more, all feeling was gone. There was numbness. It's like the foresty area. Yeah, because you go through that tree. We did not stay long on the surface, but it was long enough to see the worst. Riven, which was once one island, has split apart into 5 distant pieces about a half a mile apart. 4 of these have been claimed by Gen as his exclusive domain. Only his ministers and personal militia are ever allowed access to them. From my vantage point at the edge of the forest, I could see 3 of these islands. They are stripped of their former beauty and are riddled with Gen's self-absorbed somethings. Constructions. The moiety really rarely visit these closely guarded places. There is another island which I could not see, as it had evidently swept away to a terrific distance. Had been? The moiety are very unclear as to what exists on this island, except for the fact that they know it is where the great tree used to exist. The forest is located on the island that the surface dwellers and the moiety still refer to as Riven, but they also still refer to their entire world as Riven. Yeah, that's not confusing. This island is where the village is which has changed dramatically. It is also the one remaining province of the people, though Gen's influence can be seen everywhere. Here, what am I looking at? Temple Island. 4 seconds. No. Yeah. Maybe. Of course, I know the reason for the fracturing of the island. The moiety do not. Gen wrote this place, and it will die as all of Gen's ages eventually die. I feel nothing today. I am nothing. Okay. I live in a cave on a dying world inhabited by people that they are treating me so strangely. They don't know how to react to a god. I'm still an outcast here. They whisper almost amongst themselves, talking of my bravery during my excursion to the surface. How I walked across the island bold and unaffected. They don't know me. Even Etty is uncomfortable around me. At times there is no awkwardness, and I am only Chatran to her. But as at other times I am something else. I am afraid. There's such a gaunt numbness inside me. Today I do not feel closeness with my people, neither am I offended by their worship of me. I do not hate Gen. I don't feel anything. I'm not even sure of, at least Nella is still close. I feel like being treated like a god is changing her. You know what? We need to break up these boring puzzle sections. Illegible cursive novels. I am boiling. That's what I see. I am. Yen is making and writing books. I'm sorry. That pause made that seem really weird. I wish they had told me sooner. Atris would have realized this would happen. Should have realized this would happen. Of course, Gen would have written all of the materials necessary to the Dni craft of making books into this age, and probably every other age he ever wrote. He is attempting to write his way out of here. We did not imprison him. We only delayed him. Yeah, why did you try to lock him into one of his own ages? This age has become his factory, and the people are his machines. All something in his mad pursuit to become a god. I can't tell. To carry on his Dni cause. So far, he has not been able to produce a fully functional book. Catering. You're right. It's catering. Although, fuck me if that is a C at the beginning. Produce a fully functional book. Atris has never believed in destiny, but I don't know what else to call it. It's too perfect. It's too much of a coincidence. They hang on my every word, though they do not understand them. I am their hope, and now I have returned. I owe this to them. There is no choice. Oh, what is that? It's weird looking. I don't understand it. Let's turn it down. Whatever it is. Carry on his wayward son. Avarice is his, not his wayward son. Catherine is his wayward daughter. It's been a long time since my last entry. It is hard to recognize, but I have found the something Fisher. I just like the pictures. Yeah. It is located on the island which the Rivenese call Alapo, meaning water pool, but which is referenced to by the Moiti as nope. Starfisher? Yeah, you might be right. That might be star. Meaning pool of stars. Having once allowed Atris to escape this age without leaving an open door behind us, it has since been sealed with a skin of heavy iron. A crude telescope has been mounted over a locked viewport, the combination to which was acquired by the Moiti before my arrival. Do I have that? I might actually have that. Let me see. I don't have that code, but it's like 21355. Oh, why can I recognize these numbers now, and that's not right. In the early days, the Moiti, seeking an escape from Riven, briefly pursued the, what do you want? Something of idea of reopening the fissure. They discovered a small mechanical stop to prevent this scope from hitting the portal window. Ultimately, however, they decided against opening it. I hate to think what would have happened to them if they had not left it alone. I've instructed them to stay away from it. I'm almost certain that with the decayed state of the islands, opening the fissure now would be disastrous. I have heard that in the days immediately following Gen's confinement on Riven, he attempted to determine the feasibility of navigating the stars beneath the fissure, for he had seen the Myst book fall from Atris's hands into that very same space. To this end, he would have people something transgressions of the law thrown into it. Okay, that's great. So that he could observe their fate. the telescope which still stands there is one he had built for these callous experiments. Oh my god, Mother Fisher! You... Yeah. It is said that they did not die, but what became of them remains a mystery. It appears that the limits of Gen's optics prevented him from learning their fate. How much longer is this one? And I got another one to read after this, don't I? The star field beneath the fissure is not as it seems. It is a gentle space. So, that doesn't sound right. As hospitable to life as a flowing river. A flowing river is only hospitable to some types of life. This is how Atris explained it, after he had fallen into it, but much more than that we've never understood, and we were never able to conclude from it upon its origins, but the visions tell me that it was from out of the will of the Maker? Perhaps for some greater purpose that we cannot yet understand. Okay. I still remember Atris's words from his journal. I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued following into that starry expanse. Yeah, I know those words. Those must be there must be some greater reason behind it. I neglected to mention it earlier. Was it necessary to tell me about it? The unique shape of one of the great daggers, which appeared during one escape? What is that word? From Riven, the very design that stands vertically at one end of the island has been adopted by the moiety as the symbol of their cause. It is a sacred symbol for them. It is the representation of all their doctrine and their representation of me. To deface this symbol is sacrilege. They have their own mythical explanation regarding its sudden origins. I haven't told them that I wrote it into this age, along with all the other daggers. Well, that just makes you seem like more of their god. It's strange how such a... She's bitching that they've decided that this is a symbol of her, and she's literally the one who wrote it into the world itself. It is a symbol of you. It's strange how such a young religion can be so unbending, even to their own god. I have tried to dissuade them of the notion that symbols contain so much power. The enemy uses this against them. They are fearful of Gen's symbol and are terrorized by his symbolic use of the paranoia? Yeah, you're right. That might be paranoia against them. That sounds right. But then there's that symbol, that word. I don't know. But they don't want to hear this from me. Perhaps my attempts have even caused some of the younger members of the moiety to doubt that I am Catherine. Oh, I need a drink of water. Vitamin water. Oh, all this reading is tiring me out. It's because I'm reading it out loud. My rare encounters with those who say they followed Gen have been discouraging. I have hoped to have some communication with the service villagers, but they always flee from me. But I have heard news of some of the villagers' beliefs regarding Gen. Soon after we trapped Gen on Riven, he claimed that he was responsible for the daggers, placing them around the island as a reminder of their failure. I'm the in the village. In the village circles, it is told that this was a punitive act performed by Gen to mark the beginning of a period of restitution, at the end of which, if they have proven their devotion to him, they will be delivered unto a new and better existence. I will continue to try to reach them. The door is open. Gen is free. Well, shit. Gen has the ability to create working books. In fact, he has written one age before I arrived, but has kept this accomplishment so well hidden that only his closest ministers were aware until now. I'm not sure, perhaps he has written other news. A few years ago, before the moiety were forced into hiding, one of them managed to steal what appeared to be a test book that Gen had intended to destroy. It had been partially written, but did not work. A Riven audiobook livestream, yes. Definitely. Hi, Winky. It's such a long book. They didn't tell me about it until now because they thought it was useless. Back then, none of Gen's books worked, but instead of connecting the problem at its source, he blamed it on the impure wood of the Riven forest and proceeded to engineer a cumbersome mechanical remedy, a complex series of domes to heal his book's inherent flaws. One of the consequences of this crude solution, however, was that the domes demanded huge amounts of energy, and the related problems delayed his success for quite some time. At last, however, he finished his work and was finally able to link to an age, but he kept his success extremely well hidden. However, for some reason, on another belligerent pride, he has made modifications to the domes which make it obvious that he's using the domes to breathe life into his half-dead books, Perhaps he means to lure me into using the books in the domes. He can't believe that we would blindly swallow this suicidal act. I'm sort of laughing at Butterfetcher. the idea that you would buy a cutting edge computer and then play this. But he wouldn't know that we have one of his books, the stolen burnt book. There is a possibility of stretched out. Have read burnt book. Age it describes would be reminiscent as be suitable as new home for the moiety. Must be modified. I will dream. Have requested a to solve combination that will open the domes. Envoys? No. Once open, we can power the burnt book. I do not think Gen will interfere. He will leave the bait. Group? I have requested a group! You're right. This is a blast. I'm having so much fun. Have begun writing the moiety's age. Now must acquire second book from Gen. There is tension. Steam blurs my vision and nightmares. Newa and Etty stay close. These drawings are so crude. Strain? Maybe. It could also be strain. You're right, it's strain, because that's an eye. Much has happened. Almost everything is prepared. I feel like every time I reach one of these places, everything has already fucking happened. We have stolen another book, but I'm concerned. Gen will miss it. We have also discovered the combination for entering the domes. So have I, bitch! But we have not discovered the method for powering them. Ditto! My... I'm sorry. By powering our burnt book with Gen's domes, we will be able to link to this age, but we will only have access to the domes for a short of time. I feel like that's a problem. Like, that's an actual problem. Before we are discovered. Therefore, we can only use the domes once. I must find another way to make the books work. The gateway something in Gen's book. And our burnt book. It's probably not gateway. Sightway? Sounds like an odd. All seem to and our burnt book all seem to share the same sickness. If they are not powered, the images are black. It might be possible to something the vision with only the that's that the I Will writes substance into the moiety age. Substance? Substance. Oh god, oh god, how long is this? All is ready. Now all we can do is wait for word from the Moitian-esque age, who are on the lookout for Gen to power, and we the domes. Okay, none of that makes sense. I have no idea what you're saying. When he does that, we will have access to one of Gen's domes, just one enough. After linking to the age which I've written, I only have to locate the book window substance and refine or adapt it. Laying this window over the gateway image should heal the books and make them work. This will allow me to use the second stolen book and return to Riven with more of the book windows. We will then no longer have to rely on Gen's clumsy domes. Something at these plants. I sound like Aris. I'm risking my life, that I feel no fear, only anxiety. Perhaps it is the source of my nightmares. The fissure, like a great wound, is opened. It stains the Riven soil with blood. I hold the moiety knife. The something grow so bad. I feel like she's losing her mind for their tent. Heart. The moiety have complete faith that I will accomplish my task and lead them to a better world. It is the fulfillment of their prophecy, but they are also fearful and tense. I don't know what they will think or do if I fail. It is done. It seems too good to be true. I feel like it's all still a dream. We have already evacuated all of the moiety to this new age. Oh god. It's just so long. It's just so long. It is beautiful, and I am pleased. At last, my people will live in safety and comfort. They stand under the bare sky, unified and baffled by their freedom. They are happy. They have named it Tay. Why? There's still much to be done. We are not protected yet. The only way to completely safeguard this place is to destroy the book, which links to here from Riven. But I do not even know how to bring this up to the moiety. They will be extremely reluctant about destroying their only link to Riven. I share this hesitation. I would be cutting off my only connection. But for their sake, it must be done. I am anxious to know of our activities here, if our activities here have aroused Gen's suspicions. If so, we must act quickly. Even so, I feel that now we are in... No, that doesn't make sense. That word. I don't know what that word is. We are... See, this is what I see. Let me just spell it out. What I think it is, and that's not a word. INPRESNATLE. Pretty sure that's not a word. Is this the end of this book? And now I have to read the other book? Tomorrow I will return to Riven to see Gen's reaction for myself. That sounds super smart. But tonight, I finally rest. And shut the fuck up! It's the other book. Is it this one? Impregnated? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I feel we are finally impregnated. Oh. It's a linking book. This links to Myst Dude. I don't want to use that, right? Oh god. I am so tired from reading all of that. Bitch, you better have something to say in English.
Sirapo. Ibuko mo buko wisipo.
Do you not know? What?
Na vene. Tapo mo revene beno.
Bitch, that better be a linking book and not another book to read.
Now, Katerine ne. Wisifa polo ya sepe yai.
Are you Etty, by the way? You keep mentioning Catherine. That's the only thing I know she's saying, is that she's mentioning Catherine. Oh, this is just a way out of this space. Back into fucking Riven. No. Let me out of here. Get off your cell phone and come talk to me. In English. You seriously just want me to go back. I hate you. I'm so tired. I don't know what to do. I don't know that, like, they keep giving me new, like, big ass things to read, and they're like, there are clues in here, and I'm like, are there? Are there? Ugh. This is the Myst book. Something happened. Something miserable. Are these the caves they were living in? My head is killing me from all of that reading. Like, it wouldn't be... Like, if I was just sitting here playing this game for my own enjoyment, which I wouldn't be. I would be reading it out loud. So it wouldn't have given me a headache. It wouldn't have made me feel, like, literally sick to sit there and read all of that. Because I would have just read it. Now what the fuck do I do? Okay, I need to find... other... things to do. I feel like this is something. But I feel like I can't get to it. I thought, hey, I know. I'll just do this. Oh my god, that worked. Sort of? I knocked 5 times. So she comes back. This... I don't think she's gonna come back. I don't know what the purpose is of letting me see some things is if you're not going to let me do anything about it. Now I feel like that's a thing. I don't know what to do about it. How would you get to this place? Or this place. Some of these places don't really have doors in front of them. Where am I? Oh. I didn't realize I could go over there. Not that it matters. You're probably right. maybe it's not actually... Maybe I need to figure out a way to train. Watch these assholes every fucking time I come over here. Is there some way to get to it? Don't want to fill it. This is the gallows, isn't it? Which is not somewhere I can be. Maybe it's somewhere else. But I just wanted to confirm. Now I'm at the schoolhouse. We're gonna go inside the schoolhouse and see if there's something else here. Besides the toy. Somehow decipher this. I have to assume the alphabet is around the room, but I have no, like, key, so yeah, this thing literally is the symbols. How did I get this thing to go? Yeah. That thing. So it says, yeah, I can see the symbols on there, too. Is that what I have, too? That's what I have for 3. Yeah, that's what I have for 3. Why, then why did it... That is definitely what I have for 1. Yep, that's what I have for 5. Did I not see the symbol down there before? That's 6, and that makes sense because it's a 5 and a 1.
Koi danni, ki bayem revat, al royem be tik tavom, ka bodona gayem.
No, it's useless. the safe direction. We go back. At the jaws. I am back. No, I'm not. Right. So, there's levers. I know they pulled those out. Is there some way? Okay. Wait a second here. To get this one out for this one. There's no holes at these spots. No. Wait. This is the one. Okay, so this is the pool. This is where the sub is when it's not down, and this is how you get into it after you lower it. This is the spot by the village that doesn't really go anywhere. It's the school house. Is there any way to get these water holes to move? I kind of need the one over here. I don't really need the gallows one out anymore. This only changes the gallows one. And I don't think it's changing anything now that I've already gotten it done. No, it is actually attracting that one. could shorten this one. It retracted that one too, actually. It retracts them, but in tandem. Or specific ones. Okay, that moved. The middle one moved the gallows one. That one did nothing that I could see. That one pulled up the schoolhouse one. That one, I think. Is that this one? Yeah. So. I need to get like to this thing. I don't know how to do it. I really don't know what this one does. Looking at it. I can't tell. I can't tell that it does anything, because it doesn't retract. Because all the other levers retract these things. So what does that one do? Alright. I don't know. I feel like I spent the entire fucking time reading. Okay, so I'm gonna stop there, because I know, even though I started late, but I have to feed the cats. Take acetaminophen for all that fucking reading out loud. So let's talk about the schedule. Tomorrow is book club, and the book is The Neon God by Ben D'Alessio. It might just be me talking about the book tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to write up some notes on it. I was gonna do that anyway, but now I really have to do it. But the book after that is Theft of Fire by Devin Erickson. This is a very popular indie title. Missy's getting like anxious about the idea of being fed. And that's going to be on July 27th on Ounce's Book Circle. You could buy a copy of my book. There's a link in the description below. You could buy a copy. No. You can join my Discord. There's a link in the description below. You can subscribe to my locals as a paying member, and if you do that, you get access to exclusive stuff like the wheel spin early highlights reels and exclusive writing that's only available there, and the exclusive live streams that happen on Sundays. That's done for permanent stuff, so let's talk about the week. Tomorrow is Alice's Book Circle I'm going to be talking about The Neon God by Ben DeLessio. We'll see if Ben will join me, even. And then Sunday at noon is the exclusive live stream for Shadow Warrior. Sunday night is Gaming Reveal. I'd already published the wheel spin on that. Monday night, nothing. Tuesday night, Baldur's Gate 3. Wednesday night, the Dim news on the Dim side. We'll probably be back by then. Thursday at noon, the exclusive rerun live stream. Thursday night is the Dim stream on the Dim side on Rumble, talking about, we're probably still going to be talking about the weird gay black men from outer space and Vampire in Brooklyn. Friday next week, nothing. And that's the schedule for the week. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? But my head is killing me. I think that's everything. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And I will see you next time. Merch. Yeah. Check out my new shop at cafepress.com/AlexofAllTrades for all kinds of products with my face on them.